Good morning, everybody. It is 6:30 here in the morning when I'm recording this. And ladies, women, please don't mind the blue tape. I'm going to be getting more of a studio feel going on here. I'm going to be making a studio out of this office. So it's going to be a lot more easy on the eyes soon enough. And I'll be using my mic to record and possibly a camera. But anyways, coming soon. So please don't mind the tape on the ceilings. Anyways, so today I wanted to talk to you about, I want to start this conversation about it being motherhood, stay-at-home motherhood, especially being seen as a sacrifice or being called a sacrifice. So where do we start? So parenthood, motherhood especially, there are sacrifices involved, right? There are calculated sacrifices made to have the distinct privilege and honor of raising children. Sometimes they suck and they're hard to get used to. Some of them, a lot of them make your life better. But being a mother in and of itself is not a sacrifice, and I hate it when people say that. I hate it when people portray parenthood and especially motherhood as being a complete sacrifice. And it really, words have power, and what you tell yourself has power. And if you buy into this modern concept that parenting is inconvenient, then it affects your daily life. It really does. What you tell yourself and the way you see things and the way that you chalk things up, right? Like saying that, oh, well, parenthood is a sacrifice. It's such a resigned and, how do I say it? Like, there's not much perspective in that, right? It's just like, yeah, this is hard. So yeah, it's a sacrifice, like all around. And so like, just get used to it and just get used to everything sucking, basically. And I resent that. I resent that mindset. In fact, I don't think it's accurate. I think that in our society today, there are a lot of voices that are telling us that since we're staying home and we're unpaid and we're not able to participate in community because that's how it's set up, that we just are sacrificing all the time, that that's it. That's all that there is to motherhood, right? Well, that's not the truth. There's so many things. Children are great teachers, but also there are so many opportunities for you to master parts of yourself that you didn't previously master. Like the obstacle is the way, right? Right. It is. The challenges that you haven't learned yet, the challenges that you haven't overcome or mastered are things that you will have the opportunity, the ripe opportunity to conquer when you are a mother. And especially being a stay-at-home mom, you are short on time and your life is full. I don't want to say busy because you don't have to be busy, but the nature of kids is very dynamic, and they need you. So it is constant, right? So when you're staying home with your kids, you have the opportunity to really essentialize everything that you're doing and really choose to do those things which you find most important, because you don't have time to do it all. You don't have energy to do it all. So you have to choose carefully what is most important and ruthlessly prioritize things. This has been such a gift to me. It's been such okay, Bianca, you got to follow through. You have to actually hold yourself accountable to doing what you said you would do, because if you don't, then it has consequences on the rest of your day, the rest of your week, your experience of motherhood. So in order to prevent feeling burned out and resentful and isolated and all the negative feelings of motherhood, you have to prioritize things that will combat those. And that makes for a very rich life experience. For example, in becoming a mother and a stay-at-home mother, I'm just going to say stay-at-home mother because that's what you guys are watching for. I don't know why I keep just saying mother. Anyway, so in becoming a stay-at-home mom, I have had to push my bedtime back to 8:30. I get in bed at 8:30. And, you know, I don't know who you are and what perspective you're watching this from, but I don't miss late nights. I am an early bird. And ever since I've given myself the permission to go to bed early, my life is a lot better. But since it's seen as weird for adults to go to bed with the sun, or, you know, with darkness, and go to bed earlier, right? It's seen as weird. Like, why would you go to bed, you know, after, like, not that long after your kids? Why wouldn't you stay up? Don't you want to, like, go do things, blah, 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 blah. No, I don't. I don't want to go do things at night. And since I have made the very intentional decision to sleep with my children, to bed share with my children, I get a lot more sleep, since I'm not getting up and going to find them, you know, whatever, when they need me at night. But also, like, I am able to wake up early and they're still sleeping. This may not be the case for everybody, but I bet you if you try this, you know, start out doing, you know, bed sharing with your kids and going to sleep earlier, and then you can get up earlier. I'll bet you that they will adjust to that. Like, so I go to bed, I get in bed at 8:30, I'm asleep, you know, like 9:15, whatever, after I like read or whatever I'm gonna do. On our big family bed, we push together a king size mattress and a queen mattress on the floor, so nobody gets, you know, falls a long distance onto the floor. My son, he is 19 months, so he still, as is normal, wakes throughout the night, but I'm not very aware of it because I still nurse him, and he's right next to me. So he can feel me, he can hear me, he can smell me, he can, if he wakes up a little bit, he can see me, I'm right there. He's not nervous, he's not afraid. That's many a reason why, I don't think I used that right. That's accounts for a lot of the reasons why kids who sleep in different rooms or different beds wake up and they are scared, you know. So co-sleeping prevents that. So, you know, long story short, a lot of people see co-sleeping and going to bed early as sacrifices, but I actually found that it has been the biggest gift. And so if you're watching this and you're having a hard time with bedtimes or sleep or finding time for yourself, I would suggest the model of going to bed early and sleeping with your children and planning to wake up before them, and allowing your husband to parent, to do a bit of the sleepy time parenting, from the time when you wake up to the time when they need to be awake, or when your husband needs to leave. There's nothing wrong with dads being involved during the sleep hours of children. And while your kids will always prefer you, you know, you still have needs that need to be taken care of. So that's what I would suggest. And I just wanted to offer this little bit of a reframe around, like, the things that we might tell ourselves are sacrifices in parenthood may not actually be sacrifices. They may be gifts. And it could be that the expectations of friends, family, society, media, whatever it is, stuffing it into your head that, like, what you're doing is not normal. Like, you will inevitably face unhappiness and something bad will happen because you're going against the grain of what society's doing and what's popular. And it's simply not true. In fact, the more myself I become, the more I tune into my intuition and march to the beat of my own drum and not listen to what society's doing, the happier I am. Year by year, I'm not going to say that. I kid you not. The happier I am, the more harmonious my family is. So I just want you to know that motherhood is not a sacrifice. There are necessary sacrifices within, and you can always find a silver lining to every sacrifice. You even might find that it's a gift instead of a sacrifice if you're willing to surrender to the nature of womanhood and motherhood when you prioritize your family to stay home. All right, see you next time.